Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you spending some time with us before we head to Bristol this weekend. We will take as many questions as we can within our time that we have with William today. Friendly reminder, as always, feel free to raise your hand within the Zoom platform or send us a note in the chat and we'll monitor that as well. To kick us off, we're going to start with Claire B. Lane. Go ahead, Claire.
Thank you. All right, so I look at the playoff lineup, right? And you're 15, 18 below. You're in 15th, 18 below. How do you look at Bristol? I mean, you have to do anything different than you would do any other Bristol?
I don't think so. Bristol's always tough. I feel like you just gotta try to score as many points as possible, and there's obviously a lot of opportunity with that, with the stages and the race being as long as it is. So I feel like we'll kind of know where we stack up by the end of things, and have a lot of time to make a difference. So I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those places that, fortunately, starting position's not a huge deal. We're starting kind of upward of mid-pack, and I think we can make ground from there. So just try to get as many points as possible in the stages and try to win the race.
It's wild the last couple of weeks. There are so many drivers who have said, I'm looking ahead on the schedule to Bristol. I think I can do good at Bristol, even if they haven't done well there. It seems like every driver mentions Bristol in this round. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's just the most opportunity of this round. I feel like there's the most opportunity for mistakes. There's the biggest opportunity for success, and it's a really tough track. There's not much difference between the good cars and the bad ones. It's a very tough place to get around, and feel like you can really make a difference. So I'd say it's just the most unpredictable race of the round, probably.
Appreciate your time and good luck at Bristol. Have fun there, okay?
Thank you.
All right, our next question is going to come from Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, William, you spent time last week at the Next Gen test. I don't know if you've paid attention to the schedule announcement this week, but is there any part of you is like saying, man, stop distracting me. I have Bristol to worry about?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of take all that stuff in and put it in a different compartment or box for next year. Definitely next year is going to be its own beast. I'm sure that it's going to be a busy off season with testing, and we're going to have a lot of time in that car. So not really worried about the car too much, because I know that things are going to evolve a lot by the time we get to the Coliseum and Daytona. So I think I'm kind of keeping it in the back of my mind just for, planning purposes and what I want to do next year in terms of travel and things like that. But as far as racing goes, I'm not thinking about that car at all, and not thinking about how it's going to handle or what it's going to feel like, because I know it's going to change drastically by the time we get to Daytona.
And is there any different mentality as far as when I think of last year, you knew it was I assume you knew at this time that was going to be your last with Chad. So I'm curious, is there any different, like either calmness or less nervousness going into this one?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question. I feel like, I know that my team is solid. I know that we're doing all the right things. I think it's been, tough few race stretch for us, but we've had speed consistently. So I feel like the intangible qualities are there. The good qualities that are really important are there. It's just a matter of executing the races and putting ourselves in position to advance. So, I mean, we've had a really good year in a lot of ways, but we're hungry for more, and we know what we want to accomplish. So, there's no real distraction in terms of the team. We know we're all kind of set in stone and just working hard. Thank you.
All right, our next question will come from Dustin Long. Go ahead, Dustin.
Thank you. William, since you came into Cup, every year but one, there's been a change to the schedule, a new track added or some kind of changes. So with the schedule coming out this year and some people saying wow to some things, do you look at that and say wow, or do you like, oh, that's just the way it's always been in my Cup career, that there's always going to be some sort of change and it's no big deal from your point of view?
Yeah, I think it's no big deal for me. I feel like next year is probably the most clean slate that I've had as a driver in the Cup Series. A lot of the drivers I've raced against have been in the low downforce package and had these setups and cars for, a few more years than I have. And so I feel like, next year's kind of a clean slate. It's a new car. Our learning curve is all going to be the same. It's just going to be a matter of how quickly you learn and adapt for next year. So kind of excited for that in a way, but also excited for this year because I feel like we have really, really good cars and we have the opportunity to capitalize on that. So it's a little bit of both excitement for next year, but not done and not unexcited for this year because I feel like we've got a really good chance to win a lot of races still.
What helps you prepare for a weekend like this? Is this last year's experience, even though you were closer going into Bristol, or is this just like every weekend because you go in to win every race every weekend? In one sense, you don't treat it any differently. What helps you in a situation like this, or what kind of experience do you go off of?
Yeah, definitely past experience, but I've never been in this situation, minus maybe, I guess I was going into Kansas in my rookie or first year in the playoffs. So, rely a little bit on past experience, but it's a lot different than last year. Like you said, last year I was, I think, right on the cut line and just had to have a solid race. And unfortunately, we got caught up with a lap car there and ended our day. But I think this year going in, just try to be aggressive. And I feel like we'll have the car this weekend. So we just have to perform and execute a good race and let, kind of other guys have whatever happens to them. So all we can do is kind of focus on trying to win the race. And I feel like we're doing a good job preparing for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Nathan Solomon.
William, thanks for your time today. So with Hendrick Motorsports having such a successful regular season, really across the board, kind of just what's the sense of urgency knowing that two drivers could potentially fall out of the championship hunt, including yourself?
The same as normal. I feel like we try to show up with the best race car and the best preparation every week. So not any different. Everyone is obviously kind of out for their own good this weekend because it's an elimination race and that's how it works. So, I feel like we're doing a good job preparing on the 24 team, and I feel like we'll have a fast race car and just do our jobs.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Jeff Maglicetti. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thank you, William. Thank you for joining us today. My question for you is based on the questions about Bristol, and going into this elimination race. As the leader of the 24 team, do you tell your team anything differently this week? Do you have any pep talk you give them almost in a way to kind of pump them up for a race like this, as if you need that?
No, I don't think we do. I think, it's going to be a race this weekend to, see what we're made of. And I think regardless of the outcome, we're going to learn a lot about ourselves and our abilities and ability to handle adversity. And we've had the most adversity the last 2 weeks that we could possibly want. So I don't think I think we're prepared for it. We've been through this and we know what we're doing. So just go out there and do the best job we can and try to win.
With the schedule released today, we haven't gotten too much input from the drivers yet, but there's so many exciting changes to the schedule, including the trip to the Coliseum and going over to Gateway in St. Louis. So what are your thoughts on going to those two tracks, particularly starting off in an unconventional circuit like Los Angeles?
Yeah, a lot of question marks. Like I said, I feel like by that time we'll have a lot better idea of what the car is going to handle like on a shorter track like that. So excited for it. I think it's a great opportunity to have a good fan base and good energy around the first race of the season. So thankful that I'm in the Clash and all those things, and look forward to the challenge of it, and would be awesome to win it because in front of that crowd and in that environment would be really cool.
Appreciate your time and insight. Have fun out there this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, our next question will come from Rob. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, William. Got a couple of questions for you. Now, given the ups and downs that you've experienced this year on and off the track, what's some of the things that you've been doing to keep as optimistic as possible?
Just trying to stay focused and keep a little bit of variety throughout the week. I enjoy playing golf with my buddies and my family, and enjoy doing various things around town. So yeah, I just try to keep it pretty relaxed throughout the week.
And my other question for you is, having been with the Hendrick Motorsports campus since 2018, I'm sure there's been some good values and ethics you've learned being a part of Rick Hendrick's organization. So what's some of the traits of the Hendrick way that's kind of found its way into your life, both as a race car driver and as a person?
I love the culture at Hendrick. I feel like we have a really good culture. We're honest with each other, motivated, have a lot of unbelievable resources from Mr. Hendrick and Jeff Gordon, Jeff Andrews. So really enjoy being there and love racing their cars and it's a lot of fun this year. So we've had a lot of fun, but definitely want to accomplish a lot more.
Thanks, William. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, our next question. Claire, did you have a follow-up? Okay, all good. All right, William, that is actually all the questions we have. So thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.